Greetings and welcome back to True Story Paranormal. Tonight, we journey into the heart of darkness, into a place where history and horror intertwine. Tonight, my friends, we explore Eastern State Penitentiary. Remember, every like, every subscription, every comment helps us bring these stories to you, absolutely free. So hit that like button, subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. Now let's delve into the darkness. Eastern State Penitentiary. Just hearing the name can send chills down your spine. It stands in Philadelphia, a monument to a bygone era, an era of brutal punishment and utter isolation. Built in 1829, it was meant to be a different kind of prison, a place where criminals could find redemption through solitude and reflection. Eastern State's experiment in reform soon descended into a nightmare. Silence became a breeding ground for madness. Isolation birthed something far more sinister. Imagine yourself trapped within those cold, unforgiving walls. Each day bleeds into the next. A sliver of light, your only connection to the outside world. The silence becomes deafening, broken only by the drip, drip, drip of water from the leaky tap in one's cell. Is it any wonder that sanity slipped away from so many within these walls? Their anguish, their despair, their rage still echo through these halls. Today, Eastern State Penitentiary stands empty, abandoned to the elements and to the whispers of its past. But don't be fooled by the stillness, my friends. This place is far from dormant. It is alive, alive with the tormented souls who met their end within its walls. Over the years, countless visitors and paranormal investigators have reported chilling encounters within these walls. Unexplained cold spots, disembodied voices, shadowy figures lurking just beyond the reach of the light. All testament to the darkness that permeates this place. Are you brave enough to join us as we explore the depths of Eastern State Penitentiary? Are you ready to confront the ghosts of the past? Then hold on tight, my friends. Things are about to get very, very interesting. Eastern State Penitentiary wasn't always a haunted ruin. It began as a beacon of hope, a symbol of progressive thinking. Its founders envisioned a place where criminals could confront their sins through solitary reflection. The concept was revolutionary for its time. Each prisoner was housed in a separate cell with its own exercise yard. They were forbidden from speaking or interacting with one another. It was believed that this isolation would force them to confront their demons. The prison's design was as innovative as its philosophy. Its radial layout allowed for constant surveillance while minimizing communication. It was a panopticon of sorts, where every move could theoretically be monitored. But the reality of solitary confinement proved far more harrowing than its proponents could have imagined. The silence, intended to foster reflection, became an instrument of torture. The isolation, meant to encourage spiritual growth, bred only madness and despair. Deprived of human contact, prisoners retreated into themselves, their minds unraveling in the darkness. Some descended into fits of rage, lashing out at the walls that confined them. Others succumbed to hallucinations, their minds conjuring up phantom companions in the echoing silence. The very air seemed to crackle with unspoken torment. Word of the prison's horrific conditions slowly began to leak out, carried on the whispers of released inmates and the concerned murmurings of reformers. The grand experiment, once hailed as a model of enlightened penology, was beginning to crumble under the weight of its own cruelty. Public opinion shifted as reports of Eastern State's brutality reached the newspapers. Reformers denounced the inhumane conditions and called for change. Charles Dickens wrote about the terrible silence after visiting in 1842. Despite criticism, Eastern State operated for over a century. The prison's population swelled, straining its resources. The silence was broken by the moans of the afflicted. The true horror of Eastern State was just beginning. Something dark and insidious lingered within those walls. Now let us venture deeper into the heart of Eastern State Penitentiary, into a place where even the bravest souls tread lightly. We speak, of course, of Cellblock 12, a place where the veil between our world and the next is thin as gossamer. Visitors and guards alike have reported disturbing occurrences within these walls. Unexplained laughter echoing through the empty corridors, chilling to the bone. Whispers just on the edge of hearing, speaking of unspeakable things. And then there are the shadows. Many who have dared to enter Cellblock 12 speak of shadows that move with unnatural speed, flickering at the edge of your vision. They say that if you're unlucky enough to catch a glimpse of one of these shadows, you'll feel a cold dread grip your heart, a feeling that you are not alone. From the chilling laughter of Cellblock 12, we move to a place of palpable sorrow. Cellblock 6. Here, the air hangs heavy with a sense of unspeakable sadness, a weight that seems to press down on your very soul. Visitors often report feeling an overwhelming sense of despair within these cells, as if the very walls themselves are weeping with the pain of those who suffered here. Some have even claimed to feel unseen hands brush against their skin, their touch icy cold and strangely comforting. Paranormal investigators have documented numerous cold spots within Cellblock 6, particularly along one wall that has become known as the Weeping Wall. Here the temperature drops dramatically, and moisture seems to seep from the stone itself, as if the very building is crying out in sorrow. But of all the haunted corners of Eastern State Penitentiary, none are as feared as Cellblock 4. This is a place of raw, untamed energy, where the veil between the living and the dead seems perilously thin. It was here in Cellblock 4 that a prison worker in the 1990s experienced something unforgettable. As he unlocked a cell that had been sealed for decades, he felt an unseen hand grip his arm, its touch cold and menacing. The experience left him shaken to his core. He claimed to have felt a surge of anger, of pure, unadulterated rage course through his body at the moment of contact. He never returned to Cellblock 4, and who could blame him? Even the most notorious criminals are not immune to the spectral chill of Eastern State Penitentiary. Al Capone, the infamous gangster, found himself a prisoner within these walls. Surrounded by luxury, Capone could not escape the darkness. Capone's cell was a stark contrast to other inmates. He enjoyed a plush carpet, fine furniture, even a gramophone, but these comforts did little to ease his growing terror. Capone was haunted by the spectre of James Jimmy Clark, a victim of the St. Valentine's Day massacre. Night after night, Capone was tormented by the whispers of his victim. They seemed to seep from the very walls themselves, whispering accusations, taunting him with his crimes. Jimmy wanted Capone to know that even in death he was not beyond his reach. Guards on night duty reported hearing Capone cry out in terror, begging Jimmy to leave him be. They found him trembling in the corner of his cell, his eyes wide with terror, his face slick with sweat. The man who had once seemed invincible was now a prisoner of his own guilt, haunted by the ghost of his past. Some say that Jimmy's spirit still lingers within those walls, forever bound to the site of Capone's torment. They say that if you listen closely, you can still hear his whispers echoing through the darkness. Al Capone eventually left Eastern State Penitentiary, but he carried the scars of his haunting with him for the rest of his days. He spoke openly of Jimmy's torment, even seeking solace in spiritualism in a desperate attempt to find peace. Capone's story serves as a chilling reminder that even the most hardened criminals are not immune to the power of the supernatural. It seems that in death, as in life, some debts can never be repaid. And so we leave Al Capone to the mercy of his tormentor, a cautionary tale whispered on the wind within the walls of Eastern State Penitentiary. A reminder that even the most infamous souls can find no sanctuary from the ghosts of their past. Eastern State Penitentiary, with its rich history, draws paranormal investigators from around the globe. They seek to document the unseen and pierce the veil between worlds. Armed with high-tech gadgets, they venture into the darkness, seeking answers. Are we alone, or do echoes of our existence linger? These seekers of the unknown come from all walks of life. Scientists, skeptics, psychics and believers unite to confront mysteries. Within Eastern State Penitentiary, they find fertile ground for investigations. Gone are the days of simple Ouija boards and seance circles. Today's paranormal investigators employ cutting-edge technology to document their haunted encounters. Electromagnetic field readers detect fluctuations in energy, hinting at the presence of unseen entities. Infrared cameras pierce the veil of darkness, capturing thermal images that reveal what the naked eye cannot. EVP recorders, sensitive microphones capable of picking up even the faintest whispers from beyond the grave, capture disembodied voices, sometimes coherent, sometimes mere fragments of thought, providing tantalizing clues to the identities and intentions of the spirits that linger within these walls. Laser grids, sensitive to even the slightest disturbance in the air, are used to detect movement, to capture the passage of spectral entities as they glide through the shadows, their forms unseen, their presence undeniable. Some rely on heightened senses, tapping into unseen realms. Psychics and mediums act as conduits, communicating with entities in haunted places. Investigations fuel debates between skeptics and believers. Eastern State Penitentiary holds unexplained phenomena, suggesting we are not alone. Are these manifestations tricks of light or glimpses into another realm? Eastern State Penitentiary stands as a chilling reminder of a bygone era, its crumbling walls preserved as a museum. This is no ordinary museum. History and horror walk hand in hand here. Visitors explore its eerie corridors, learning about its infamous past. They peer into cramped cells, imagining the despair within. They listen to tales of brutality and redemption. At night, Eastern State Penitentiary reveals its true nature. Brave visitors experience an unforgettable, unsettling adventure. Guided tours become eerie as darkness falls. Tour guides share chilling tales of ghostly apparitions. Paranormal investigations explore the prison's haunted corners. If you dare venture within its walls, will you capture proof of the paranormal? Eastern State Penitentiary. A place where the boundary between fact and folklore blurs, where history whispers on the wind. We've explored its chilling past, the weight of its silence, the lingering tales of those who suffered and perished within its walls. But some questions, my friends, defy simple answers. Are the stories true? Do the spirits of the tormented truly walk these halls, their anguish echoing through the ages? I can't tell you that for certain, but I can tell you this. There are some places in this world where the veil between the living and the dead seems thinner. Places where the weight of history, of sorrow, of suffering lingers long after the events themselves have faded into the past. Eastern State Penitentiary is one of those places. Whether you believe in ghosts or simply appreciate a good, chilling tale, there's no denying the power this place holds. It's a place that gets under your skin, that stays with you long after you've left its shadow. It's a place that reminds us that the past is never truly gone. It lives on in the stories we tell, in the shadows that linger, in the very fabric of the places we leave behind. So the next time you find yourself in Philadelphia, do yourself a favor. Pay a visit to Eastern State Penitentiary. Walk its halls, listen to its stories, and see for yourself if you can feel the echoes of the past whispering on the wind. And there you have it, another chilling tale from the depths of True Story Paranormal. We hope you enjoyed this exploration of Eastern State Penitentiary with me, your old friend Artie. If you liked my presentation, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Every like helps us continue to bring these stories to life, completely for free for you, forever. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. We've got plenty more spine-tingling tales to share with you. Until next time, my friends, stay curious and sleep tight.